What is going on, guys? We are walking backstage right now for the Bellator 194 press conference. The fights are finally all over, and as we walk towards this way, let's see the presser. We'll get there in a second. Here we are. Huh? That last fight, I scored it for Matt. You didn't? I almost scored the first round for Roy.
Check, 1, 2.
I don't know.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Must be the
Right? Yeah.
What's that one?
Nobody wanted to yeah, 20.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry about that. Trying to get this all situated for everybody. All right, so let me introduce you guys to everybody. Here we got the boss, Eric Cowell.
What's going on?
MyMMAnews.com. We got Nolan King here. And we are about to do the post-fight presser for Bellator, so let's do it.
First fight on the main card. He's in the first one.
Hey, you know what throws a 10 rounds out?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Try this.
You look at shirt.
It's a tough fight, but, you know, we did it. All right. USA? All right.
A better spot for you guys. And said hi, Eddie. What's going on, Mike? Thanks for tuning in.
Everybody plugged in that want to be
To
plugged
Bellator.
in. Check, check.
What
1,
did you
2,
guys
are
think of the
getting that?
fights?
All right, must be that cable.
We are waiting for the fighters
How about
currently
you,
right
sir?
now.
You got audio yet?
We're
Over
over
here
here
on
with
my
the other
left.
MMA media.
You have audio good? Anybody else?
Family. What's going on, Joker? Thanks for tuning in to the live stream. What did you guys think of the fights? Matt Mitrione versus Roy Nelson? Let me know here in the comments. And if you guys want to check all the results, go to MyMMAnews.com. Over here we got Nolan King. We got MMA
Sucka. What up in the
Sucka.
house,
Finally
yo?
meeting MMA Sucka. MMA Takeover over there with Keith. Nicole. We got Nicole Bosco over here. We got Ed Carball. Front Proof Media, guys. Go follow Front Proof Media. And we are currently waiting for the fighters to show up down at the convention center. People say Nelson should have won. So what is your guys' scoring for that fight? I heard a lot of people going for 10-8 round maybe in the third round, but one judge did score it for a 28-28. So let's know what you think. Here's Danny.
Let's squeeze these cameras together. You can get in here. Don't be shy. Just don't stand in front of anybody.
The Joker, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, you need to rewatch. Well, guys, you can go check out all the MMA latest news at MyMMAnews.com. Make sure you guys go check that out. And I'm not sure exactly who they have coming out. You know what I thought was really interesting that Eric brought up was how they had Chill interviewing everybody. And he's potentially going to be an opponent. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. If you guys want to see a recap, give me a thumbs up. And we'll get that recap out for you. So here's Tricky Pitbull coming out right now for everybody, who won his rematch tonight against Derek Campos. And he was here.
We'll open it up with a couple questions. Tricky Pitbull.
Did it go exactly the way you expected it to? I mean, that's kind of what you were saying to us the other day, that you felt like he hadn't evolved and improved since you guys fought the first time, and that you had evolved a lot.
A luta foi do jeito que você esperava, baseado na primeira luta, é mais ou menos o jogo que você esperava. Você notou a evolução da parte dele? Como você sentiu?
I saw before that game, no change the game for a long time. I trained for change my game plan, all train, all year, all camp, all fighter. So I just the fight clean and the green fast.
Did he do what you expected him to do? Basically,
Yes,
you thought he would
yes,
stand up?
yes. That's I think, and my brother think about the fight, and so look like me and him to think.
And obviously you were very emotional afterward when you were on the microphone. If you don't get that next shot, do you just want to wait until you do get the shot, or will you fight a couple more times if you have to?
Yes. If the belt will come for the next fight, I want one before the belt. I don't want to stay. Não quero ficar parado por muito tempo. I don't wait for a long time for fight again. I saw for Bellator. I love fight 3, 4, 5 for the year. So it's the first fight. The year starts right now, but I want more fight this year. Last year I fought just 2 times.
Would you be ready to fight again on the same card that Chandler and Primus fight on?
Yes, of course. I'm ready. I'm clean.
Are you going to ask for that? will you ask Scott and?
No. He said for me, just wait and look for the belt. Maybe you are next. I'm ready.
Tricky, you mentioned,
He's the boss.
Tricky, you said that you'd made adjustments. A while back you were 1-2 against Marcin Held, Derek Anderson. What's changed? What did you do? What have you done differently to beat guys like Benson Henderson, Derek Campos, and other top quality guys?
I improved my wrestling too much, and my conditioning, and my style, like move more, stay smart, stay for the make my opponent lost the punch, lost the kick, and when I take him down, I can. So that's it. Very smart. No hurt my face, no hurt my legs, no hurt my hands. I wanna just make my money easy and take the bet easy. That's it.
How do you sell yourself then? Because you know how it is. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Guys who talk trash, use social media, they get better spots, no matter if it's boxing or MMA. What is your plan to do then, so that it can become a bigger name, not just to hardcore fans, but casual fans?
I don't like trash talk. My KO say for my style, say for everything. So it's my job. I like my job. I like fight. I like to stay outside for the fight. My push say for my trash talk. I don't like. If you trash talk with me, I punch your face, I punch your mouth, put you for sleep. That's it.
He said knockout speaks for itself, so that sells itself already. So I don't need to sell the fight. My knockouts will sell the fight.
Yes.
Pitbull, you've already mentioned that if you don't get a title fight, you're willing to fight someone else. you know, who's the options? Who are you looking at if it's not the winner of Primus and Chandler?
No, I want to just a fight. I want to just fight. That's it. I look for the belt. If the belt don't come, I want to fight again to make my money. You stay ready for the belt. Stay prepared.
No injuries tonight?
Nope. A little bit my right hand, but 1 week, 2 weeks, stay with my life, my kids. Put the ice in my hand. I'm ready for back to the train. I'm ready for fight.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, Patricky. All right, there you go, guys. Patricky Pitbull. So I'll know who they're going to be bringing out here next. We got all the media. Got my little sister actually blowing up my cell phone right now. Wondering where I am, why everybody left but me. Doesn't realize that we are in here working. Here comes President Mr. Scott Coker.
Hello. Let's just open up for questions at this point. I thought it was a great night, but it's like to hear what you guys have to say or questions you might have.
Scott, so obviously, how did you, I mean, I know we always get to ask you how you scored things, and you don't love to do that, but obviously the fans seem to have scored that a lot differently than two of the judges did. How did you have it?
You know, I tell you, that was a fight that was tough. I mean, I could have seen if it would have went to an extra round, but you know, I for the most part just sat there and watched it as a fan. So I wasn't writing down every round and monitoring every second of the fight like the judge would. But to me, it was entertaining, and you know, Matt's legs really impressed me. You know, not just his kicking ability, but here's a guy that to me he was moving around like he's 25 years old. So I thought he did a great job.
I think for some people it probably is begging the question that what will happen to him if he has to go against another standout wrestler in the next round if he was not able to stay on his feet against Roy Nelson.
I mean, that's something that you know, we'll see. I mean, Bader and King Mo are both really exceptionally, you know, wrestlers at a super high level, and so either one of them I think will be a challenge for anybody. You know, Matt's a great fighter, King Mo's a great fighter, Bader's a great fighter, and it's gonna be something that'll be fun to watch. So, you know, the nice thing is we have this tournament. It's an all year long affair, and you know, it's just getting better and better and better.
2 fights into it, is it going the way you hoped it would go, and has the response from people been at the level that you hoped it would be?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that people are really excited about this tournament, and you know, we're getting a lot of great response back from the fans, out there on social, and the network loves it, and it's doing very good ratings. So it's something I think that MMA needs right now.
Scott, last time you were at Mohegan Sun, we had a very close decision with Mousasi Solenko. We had it again tonight. I asked you the question if you thought about adding 2 more rounds to the main events. Have you ever had any new thought on that?
Well, the thing is that especially in the tournament format, it's a 3-rounder, but it would have went to an extra round, sudden death round, if they had a draw after 3. So that would have been really exciting. I was hoping it would go into an extra round because I think the fans wanted to see it. You guys probably wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. But Matt had a great win, and we move forward. But as far as going back to a 5-round main event outside of the tournament, it's something we're still talking about. And like we talked about, last time, I think it will happen. It's just when. And once we make that decision, we're not going to move back, and we'll go forward from there. But it's just a matter of timing, I think, on that issue.
Are you waiting for all 4 fights in the open round to complete before you name the dates for the next round?
You know what? The answer is yes. And the reason why is we've had offers from different territories, let's say, different countries, to host a semi-main event there. But depends on who is going to be fighting. I think it will depend on where we go. So we'll make it geographically good for the competitors as well as for us, because it's if Fiero wins, we'll probably be back in Chicago or New York or LA. And if Mir wins, maybe we'll go back to Los Angeles or San Jose or someplace on the West Coast. So we're gonna keep it open until the fights are all over. The matchup's already done. Like, you guys already know who's fighting who. But as far as location and date, that will happen after.
My last question for you. We saw Patricky tonight. When are we going to see Patricio defend his belt?
You know, he was supposed to fight in November, and he had an injury pulling out of the Tel Aviv card. So I think they're talking to him right now, and I think, you know, they're putting something together for him real soon.
The Hardy and Brewington fight perhaps didn't go the way people thought that it would go. Does that do anything to take away some of the luster of that rivalry going into the boxing match if it does happen, or is that not your problem because you're not going to necessarily co-promote it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, listen, you have to respect those ladies coming in here, coming from a boxing background, trying, you know, get into MMA and trying the different techniques that they're trying. And it became a fight that, like you said, more of a technical fight. I thought it was become more of a striking match myself. So I was a little bit surprised, but you know, that's the nature of this fight industry, is that you never know. You know, like Matt tonight, moving around the way he did, I was really surprised. I thought, wow, this guy is got great movement tonight. The best I've seen him move around ever, you know, since he's been fighting for us. So, you know, you never know. Like, you just never know. And as far as the boxing match, that's really, you know, something that, you know, we'll assist and do what we can do, but that's really up to, you know, the boxing promoters. That's how they, you know, when they do that, how they do that, and where they do that.
Scott, how happy were you about first Taiwan Clax looking impressive, and then your newest signee, Vadim Nemikov? Chris has always been that, you know, you have a lot of UFC guys and the developed homegrown guys are developing enough. Were you happy with their development tonight?
Yes, you know what? We have some tremendous talented athletes, you know, fighting in Bellator, and you know, when you look at how we built this roster, when I came in here 3 years ago, we had, you know, a decent roster. And I sat down with my guys, I said, okay, that's the first order of business is how are we going to make this roster better, right? And really, it's not just buying free agents from the top down. You need to, and we did buy some free agents from the top down, but we also started investing in the Aaron Picos of the world, you know, the AJ McKees, the Gallaghers of the world, the Charles Fortunes of the world, the Trices of the world. I mean, you know, we said we're going to build it from the ground up. We're going to buy some from the top down, and that's going to create the robust roster that we have today. And those guys that you see fighting today, trust me, in another 6, 8 months, a year, they're going to be in some big fights, and I think you're going to see some really entertaining MMA from the guys that we started from the ground up 3 years ago.
What's the plan for the heavyweight division? You still have a lot of older guys who are older than 36, some as old as 40. Is there a push this year to maybe sign like 5 or 6 young kids to start developing them while you have Mir and Beto for now?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, listen, we are open for business in the sense that when there's a free agent on the market, we are going to go after that, right? And when we see a young prospect that we feel that we can build into a big star, we're going to go after him. And, you know, the heavyweight division, I think we have some of the greatest icons in the history of the sport fighting. And to me, I enjoy watching them. And we have some young guys coming up that, you know, looking fortunate. I mean, he's a kid that, you know, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And anybody from that Olympic level wrestling background that really trains in MMA and learns how to cross over, make the crossover is going to be dangerous because they have such a, you know, history of, you know, being in great shape and have perseverance and have indomitable spirit and, you know, things that it takes to become successful in mixed martial arts. So I feel really good about where we're going. But it's going to take time. Listen, when we had, you know, when I had Strikeforce, it took years. It took years to build Tyron Woodley. It took years to build McGraw. It takes years to build Daniel Cormier. It takes literally years. I mean, those were athletes that were fighting for me 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and now they're coming to their own. These athletes are going to take about 6, 7 years to really get to that peak, and that's why we're starting it now. Last
question now. Women's featherweight, men's middleweight. Let's start with them. I know that John Salt told me he wants a title shot. I know that Toledo Dior wants a title shot. Where are they standing right now, and when do we expect to maybe see both those titles defended?
Yes, I think that we'll have an announcement shortly, but before June, I think you'll see, you know, Salter fighting. I think you'll see a middleweight title defense, and we're gonna start ramping it up and keep these guys real busy.
Scott, is there an update on Liam McGeary's foot?
I do know that he was transferred to the hospital, and I don't